for the majority of the season.
Hold on.
We have hold on. We got. Yes, people, we are back for the Wine and Football Show. We're going to drink wine, talk about football, maybe not talk about football, who knows? I know people backstage are ready for rants, so let's bring them in. Firstly, she's a Man United fan that we tolerate. Her name is the Devil's Avocado. What a legendary name. It's Rachel. How you doing?
Hello. I'm good. How are you doing, Charles? Cheers. I made a cocktail just for you. See?
Yay! Thank you. And our second guest is a Spurs fan. Unfortunately, she's had the heartbreaking season, but you know we love her still. It's Tanya. How you doing?
Hey. I mean, other than Spurs, I'm absolutely fine.
Living your best life.
Living my best life. Can't wait for the season to end. Yeah, honestly, I don't even have any alcohol with me. It's so bad. I do this every single time, and I think I need it more than anyone. So, but yeah, no, I'm good. Thanks.
We are drinking for Tanya. And making his debut on the Wine and Football Show, he is no filter. He has no filter at all. He is an absolute legend. He's reached 1K followers. Big up to his channel. Should have happened a long time ago because it's a great channel. If you're not subscribed to this channel, do it now. Subscribe to KH No Filter. It's Kai. How you doing?
Thank you for having me on. And I'm blushing, seriously. But yeah, hey, for the sake of your channel reaching 1K, I'm not going to be drinking. You know, I'll keep my filter to the point where it's sustainable from YouTube.
Boo.
And our next guest, he's an Argyle fan. He again has no filter, unfortunately. He says it as it is, and he's very controversial, but we love it. It's Niall. How you doing?
I'm all good. I love it. There's no filter is the best way. If you filter shit, people don't understand it. Like, especially Arsenal fans, they're the worst ones. Like, you really, really have to say it as it is, because they just can't process the filtering bit. They don't understand it.
Yeah. And our final guest, she is my co-host. She is a bit of a legend. When she's drunk, we don't know what's going to come left or right. But we love her no matter what. She is a part of this channel, and her name is Lambs. How you doing?
Woo!
Hey guys.
Drunk Lambs is best Lambs.
Yeah, Drunk Lambs is the best Lambs ever.
Yeah. You know what's so crazy? I watched back the live stream I did. Yeah, I realized I was so drunk. Wow,
So good.
Yeah, it was
Brilliant. That was quality.
But you know what? It was funny, so I just left it up. Why not?
I'm not gonna lie, it was amazing, to be honest. I enjoyed every single moment of it.
I hope I have this energy after tomorrow, innit? Because I'm kind of nervous, I'm not gonna lie. But I don't have wine. This is orange juice and rum, so it's still alcoholic.
Look, we're still on the alcohol.
Got it.
Look, we're still on the alcohol. It's good. But I mean, it's been a nice week. I feel like there's not too much controversy this week. I mean, I will talk. Obviously, last day of Premier League is tomorrow.
Thank God.
Tanya's been wanting this day for the last 3 or 4 months. Sorry,
months, mate. Months. Thank God. I can't wait to see the back of it. Honestly,
I know. Tanya, how do you feel about your last game?
Couldn't give a shit, to be honest. I'm just being straight, saying it as it is. I couldn't give a shit. I want us to lose, and I never thought those words would come out of my mouth, but I couldn't care less if we finish below Arsenal. I don't want that Europa Conference League. For us to just get embarrassed by a Wi-Fi password, no thank you. No. See you later. I don't want to be part of that competition. No way. So couldn't care less. Leicester are going to beat us, and I want the season to end. We've got nothing left. Literally, Kane's going. We've got no manager. We've got shit owners. We've got shit players. What can I say? What can I say, guys?
Cheers, Tanya. Cheers,
I
Tanya.
don't have any drink, but yeah, I've got water, so cheers. I think a bottle's probably best for me, you know, kind of reflects the team, you know, so.
Yeah, do you know what? Forget about your shit team because you look gorgeous today anyway. So.
Oh, thanks, Lam.
Yeah.
Guys.
But Rachel, how are you feeling about your final game?
I don't care.
Where's this energy coming from? You got a final to look forward to.
No, but in the final Premier League game. Is that what we're talking about? Are we not talking about the final Premier League game tomorrow?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't care about the Premier League. We are not winning it or anything,
You've already
so
got second, yeah.
it doesn't even matter.
Yeah,
It hasn't mattered for the last 3 weeks.
Literally.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of showed between your last 4 games.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been 4 games since you won.
Yeah.
So you know, it's kind of showed that your players don't actually give a shit anymore. Like, they're not even turning up.
Well, some players just don't turn up anyway, to be fair. So it's fine. It is what it is.
Sending shots.
Yeah. I mean, Lambs, Kai, how are you feeling about the Aston Villa Chelsea game? Big game to me.
That's a big game for you guys.
Yeah, that's a big game.
To be fair, I think we're gonna win. I don't rate Villa that highly since what's his name? Since Grealish got injured. I think if we beat them, it's good. I'm actually more excited for the Liverpool game and the Leicester game. I just don't want Liverpool to get Champions League. I just love their tears. I want them to have nothing but pain and sorrow for the rest of their lives. That Premier League win that they had in 30 years, they don't deserve it. And honestly, I would think Leicester deserve to play Champions League more because they actually been good this season, you know, and it's not fair on them. But football is never fair, so we'll see. Monster's a hater, man.
Yes, big up to Monster. But yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like this kind of Chelsea game's obviously big up.
Look,
your doggy.
Oh,
Is it bring your dog to work day today?
Yeah.
cute.
Oh my god! And I know for a fact, like, Kai has the sweetest pug ever.
Oh no, you have a
Pugs,
pug. That is my
pugs.
dream dog.
There's
Oh my
so
god, that's my
pugs.
dream dog. Don't do that. Oh,
cute. So cute, Tanya.
say hi.
Alex says, Kai, get your dog.
Yeah, get
oh, I'll stop
If I
crying.
get my dog in here, the room is
Real
destroyed.
Chris has
so-
said, get your
And
dog.
If Kai gets his dog, then Tanya's gonna start
I'm
crying.
gonna cry. I'm literally gonna cry. Like they're my
By
favourite
making-
dogs ever.
It's not the first time Kai's made a Spurs fan cry this season. Let's be real here.
One of my favorite
Yeah,
pastime
girls,
activities,
that.
making Spurs cry.
Guys, we got one more guest here. The man, you have to take it with a pinch of salt. He likes to come in with the negativity, but then he has the banter, the funniest one-liners I know. The man brings entertainment, but if you're a Spurs and a Man U fan, I wouldn't want to be you right now. It's Lens. How you doing?
Well, I'm much funnier than Slins. Shouldn't be getting that
Hey
title,
man, listen. I don't think I'll get this introduction to my wedding, man. Thank you so much, man. Honestly, man. That's so nice of you. Thank you, man. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
You gotta love it.
Honored to be here. Thank you very much.
It's gonna be Prime. Like, I was just waiting for Tanya's
I was
face.
like, listen, I can't deal with Prime, you know, because he's just gonna be like, oh,
Just to clarify,
Chelsea, blah blah blah.
No. But to be fair to Charlotte, she said funny. So I knew it's not Prime. I knew it was Prime.
No, Prime's got a bit of humour.
Big up to Will.
Big up,
Alex says, yes, Lens.
But I got a question to Tanya before we start, though.
Yeah, carry on though.
Have you got your coaching badges, man? Because Tottenham need the manager, man. Seriously.
Yeah, do you know
Seriously.
what?
Listen.
I think at this point I should just be the manager because I think I'll get these boys into shape. Because I don't know if you've heard my rants, but I'm telling you, they'll pull their socks up. Trust me.
Facts.
I don't think there's any way to get Harry Winks to play football. That's not possible.
Yeah, besides him, he can't be saved. He can't be
Marcel
saved.
so?
so.
But just to clarify
Wait,
something.
I could go through the whole. I was just about to say I could go through the whole squad, but you're probably not going to want to do that because that.
Yeah. Just to clarify, this is how bad Spurs are. Is when we're offering Harry Kane up, we're giving you Tammy Abraham, like, and Kepa.
Kepa.
Although,
The insult,
just to
the
clarify,
insult.
they'd probably make your team better, to be honest. It can't get much worse.
Hey, hold on. Tammy Abraham's a great striker.
No, I'm not talking about Abraham. I'm talking about Kepa.
Nothing.
Even you don't believe it, Slens. Even you don't believe it. Man.
Yeah,
Kai,
come on,
we're trying to sell him, Kai. Come on. You're not allowed to sell products, bro. You got
Yeah,
You
man,
have to upsell. You
My
have to
conscience won't
upsell
allow
the
me, man. Not that level. I'm not that level of shameless,
Tammy's
man.
shit. I'm sorry, he's shit.
I mean, just think about all the top bins goals that are going to get scored against Spurs with Kepa in goal. Cheers to that, guys. Cheers to that.
Come on, guys. You got to sell better. You got to sell better.
Yeah, you're not annoying.
Yeah,
No, because this is literally like, as Chelsea fans, like people can't really get onto us about too much, yeah. But the Kepa thing, yeah, it was withstanding for a good 2 years, yeah. So we are so relieved for this saga to be over because
Wait, is he actually going? Is he going?
yeah, of course, since this guy turned around sorry and said no, and we've watched his career capitulate ever since then. I'm ready for the Kepa nightmare to be over. Personally, I'm ready. I'm ready to stop sighing and rubbing my head every time I look at the team lineup and I see Kepa. I'm ready to forget the fact that we conceded 66 goals in the Premier League last season and over 70 in all competitions. I'm ready to forget all about this.
I'm ready to consider that Kepa needs to leave. I'm ready for Kepa because I still remember Bournemouth. I still remember 6-0, 4-0. I ain't forgotten these things. I ain't. But let me tell you something now. If Marina pulls this off and if Spurs actually take Kepa,
We are not going to take
money.
Kepa.
No. I'm just saying if she does pull this off, I'm never going to say a bad word against this woman again because she sold a player called Bambi on Ice. She sold a man that's like so rebellious.
And Morata as well. Let's not forget
Honestly,
that.
I don't know what you guys are talking about, man.
big
Kepa
up
is a great
Andrew.
goalkeeper. Please,
He says, just to
take
clarify,
him, Spurs.
hello
Take him.
and good
Yeah, he's
evening
amazing,
to
man.
Charlaney, Lambs, the Avocado, Tans, Bog up
Pick up
to
my
Niall, Slens and Kai FU.
No, Charlene.
What's bug up?
Oh,
Wait, what did I do?
Haaland.
What did I do? What did I do, Andrew? Andrew, you remember you're part of my panel, man. Be nice.
oh God.
Pay cut.
Ladies and gents, I'm really sorry for what I'm about to do right now. I apologize.
By the way, Tammy should not play in goal for anyone because if we've learned anything from his time at Chelsea, is like Kai constantly reminds us, the man has zero presence. He's 6 foot something pile of nonsense. Yeah, a waste of goddamn space. Yeah.
But I
agree.
I think it's absolutely. If Marina pulls this off, like, God help us all, like, because Spurs will look like even bigger mugs.
God help Daniel Levy. I'm telling you now, don't turn up in that stadium because I'll do something to him myself. If he bloody does that.
No.
Allegedly. His head will be on a fucking stick. Listen, I don't give a shit. I'll say it with chest. His head will be on a stick if that happens, mate.
Oh, is he going to be like Ned Stark? Is he going to be like Ned Stark and you're going to take Daniel Levy's like kids and show them like...
Listen,
Jesus.
he
There's
just
so
got
many managers have rejected Spurs. You could legitimately end up with Ryan Mason as your manager next season.
Nah,
that
won't happen.
That must fill you with so much pride and excitement, knowing that Ryan Mason is going to be leading Tottenham Hotspur to relegation.
And
we're not. He's definitely into him. I know that for a fact, but. As for the manager, listen, we can end up with anyone in charge, mate. I don't know.
He's quite cheap. He's quite cheap, so
yeah, it'll be free.
Philosophy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know Daniel Levy. I've always said you can't trust Boardman, man. They're high followers don't trust them, so you can't really trust them.
I'm gonna end up looking like Daniel Levy. The guy causes me so much bloody stress. I'm gonna lose all of my hair, bruv, watching us play because we're fucking shit. Honestly,
it's worth it.
Wait.
It's worth it.
Didn't he try to get an autograph from Pep like after that game in the final?
No.
No lying.
He did. Go watch the highlights after the game.
Oh, that's
shows
embarrassing.
you. Oh man, Spurs. Hey, by the way, speaking of players, you guys can have Adoy as well as a gift. Just give us Harry Kane. You can get Adoy. You can get Tammy Abraham. Who else is that? What's his name?
I'd probably take Adoy, but I wouldn't take Tammy
if you want as well.
Yeah. Who else is it? Alonso. Not a very good driver, but he's a really decent left wing back.
Look, we'll had Emerson, Alonso, Kepa, Abraham. That's us being very generous. We're giving away players that need to go to a retirement home, and your club is actually a retirement home right now. So I think it's a win-win situation. To be honest,
you can have Will if you want as well.
Did you know what? Listen, all of you guys are talking about players. For me, there's one manager you guys should take, and I recommend him very highly. Like, he's a great manager.
You're going to say bloody hell Frank Lampard?
Exactly, he's a great manager.
The way he taps the badge, the way he taps on the badge, man, you gotta get it.
I know. Not gonna lie, Frank Lampard would turn into prime Mourinho by absolutely destroying a team. He'd destroy the team.
So you can shove your Lampard and your Tammy Abraham and all of that. Get out of here, mate.
You sacked Mourinho for this.
What do you mean sacked Mourinho? I didn't.
Tanya, brilliant point.
That's not true. That's not true. I don't rate
Don't chat to me.
Donald Trump will build a defense for that wall, bruv. That'll be incredible.
Yeah, that wall.
Great defense, man. Great defense.
He started building a wall. Like, what's wrong with that?
No, on a real go, guys, we actually just like love and embrace Tanya, like, because if the rest of us were sitting here supporting a team, this in the mud, we'd all be like, we'd all have a fucking aneurysm at this point by now.
No.
Let's be honest.
Lambs. We all had to suffer. We all suffered under Lampard. Now she has to suffer. It's a cycle.
Suffered under Lampard. Oh, please.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We did though. We actually did. Like, we were 2 points above Arsenal, Tanya. Like this.
I know you were struggling, but it wasn't bad.
Team I've ever seen.
Man.
By the way, even when we suffered, we done a double over Spurs. But anyway,
right. So Tanya, actual question:
is that an achievement?
The only players you're keeping next season are, well, I mean, not keeping, but the only players right now in your team that you would actually play is Son and Kane.
What do you mean actually play?
Well, I mean, if you had to choose,
I'd say. Is my reception bugging, or is it?
No, that's good.
It's Daniel Levy.
Right. Well, who would I keep? I'd probably just keep Kane. Obviously, he's going anyway. Son and Ndombele, Højbjerg. That's probably about it at the minute. No joke. That's probably about it.
Players that need to be binned from Spurs: Doherty, Aurier, Dyers, Sanchez, Winks, Sissoko, Lamela, and Lo Celso.
Yep, literally.
You know, you'd actually get a tune out of Doherty if you actually scouted him properly. I don't know if people realise, but when he played at Wolves, he played as part of the back five, and as a back four, he's just useless. So if someone actually did their job at Tottenham, they would realise that he wasn't actually right for you.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Our recruitment's shocking. It was never going to work because, like you said, he did play in the back five. But Doherty's just shit, I think. Because it made me... I question why Wolves was so quick to get rid of him for 15 mil. So, I don't know, man. I don't know.
What's going on with Ndombele, though? Why is he not playing Ndombele?
Ask Ryan Mason, mate. Ask Ryan Mason. I don't know.
Bro, I love Ndombele, man. I haven't chosen him.
In Ndombele, he plays in purple patches. He's not the level people think he is.
That's not
unfortunately, it's just not going to shine at Spurs. I really do, because at glimpses in this season, like when Spurs were kind of okay in the beginning, I saw the best performances coming from him. Like I thought, right, this DA is going to turn up. Unfortunately, we saw kind of what happened, but I kind of agree with Kai. Like that talent is there. He just needs a really good manager to just hone.
I feel for Ndombele a little bit, because really and truly last season I don't really count it because Mourinho was freezing him out of the team and he weren't getting a regular run of games, his fitness. And in this season, I think he's been decent, but there has been some games which I can't deny where he's not really shown his full potential. I think he's been quite frustrating at times, but he's our best midfielder at the club. Don't know why Ryan Mason don't fancy him. He don't like him.
Do you think it could be an off-the-field issue, maybe? Maybe it's an off-the-field issue.
Yeah, I think it has to be, because it's not tactical. It can't be. I mean, when you're playing Harry Stinks in front of him, it can't be tactical. It can't be. So he's either leaving or him and Mason have had a fight. That's all I can say.
Wait, Harry Winks, is this not the same?
It could be tactical, though. It could be tactical.
I don't think
look
it
at your
is.
manager. Well, no, but look at your manager. Your manager is like, well, useless.
Well, yeah.
So he genuinely could think it's like a tactical masterclass.
I mean, maybe. I mean, he's a 29-year-old. Like you say, ain't got no experience. So maybe it is tactical.
Exactly.
Maybe he thinks he's
Again,
being
it's
a
called doing
genius.
a Lampard. It's
Wait,
called
is he really
doing a
29?
Lampard.
Is he really 29?
You give a player their dream job, and they mess it up. Look at Lampard. Look at Pirlo.
Lampard's better than Mason, mate.
Okay. Look,
Wait, Charlotte, you really think his dream job is Spurs, man?
No. I mean, I don't think it is. But what I'm saying is, it's like that because it's like the players. Look at look at Pirlo. For the first time in 7 years, Juve haven't won it. Like, because Pirlo's in charge, and they've decided to like.
Nah, it's not just down to Pirlo though. It's
No. I'm not saying it, but it's one of the reasons. It's one of the reasons. Like, you have to put like one of the reasons we were next to Arsenal was because of Lampard. One of the reasons that Juve didn't win the trophy this year is because of Pirlo. Like, and we have to take this into account. There's too many similarities.
Managers
There's
have
too many similarities.
They don't know how to use the world class players in their squad. So exactly what Charlotte was saying, Pirlo and Lampard, legends of their clubs respectively, whatever. But in terms of their managerial experience, it's basically non-existent. So how are you going to expect these people who don't have the experience to deal with the likes of Ronaldo, the likes of, your Timo Werners and all these players, especially Lampard? He was back, so he chose these players, and you still can't make them perform, still can't work for you. You have to go, man. You have to go.
Yeah, but look at what Tuchel did. Look at what Tuchel has done since he's come in, because he's been able to manage. Tuchel has been able to manage. Tuchel has been able to actually provide our team with the quality and the tactics and the creativity that we need. Yes, we have Werner up front. I understand that. Enough said. Apparently, half our team don't know what the offside rule is, but I'll allow it.
What the offside rule is?
I have sent. Look, Lambs, you don't. I have absolutely sent a PowerPoint for 3-year-olds. I've sent a PowerPoint for 3-year-olds into Werner. I've sent a PowerPoint for 2-year-olds. I don't really know what else I can do. Like, I'm gonna have to start like from scratch, being like, B is for color blue, C is for cat. I don't know what this man means. The O is for offside. You're always.
Do you know how?
Offside.
But when he scores, he looks well happy. He's got like a really happy grin. He's like well bubbly, very excitable. He's like a 5-year-old when he finally gets a chocolate biscuit or something. He's well happy.
To be fair, it seems like the Premier League referees also don't know what the fuck the offside rule is, man. That goal against Liverpool was not offside. I don't care what anybody says. That was not.
To be fair, the Premier League referees don't even know their own rules, let alone the offside rule.
Exactly.
There's plenty.
Hey, I've got an interesting stat though. He's been offside 41 times this season.
Imagine if he scored 41 goals. Jesus Christ.
And just to clarify, only 12 of them have actually gone in. 12 of them have gone in.
I told you, man. This guy, he loves people in Zaghi, man. If you know who that is.
Cursed, man. He's cursed.
Werner's sick. I don't know what the issue is.
I do want to ask that. Obviously,
Werner's sick.
Maybe in the head he's sick.
He'll be sick for Spurs.
Tanya, don't try to banter. You're getting relegated next season. Don't try to banter.
He's a baller. Absolute baller.
Is she serious?
If you guys don't know, Tanya does this podcast, we'll talk about that later. And the most recent one, her and all of the rest of the panelists, they're laughing at us, after our FA Cup loss. And they are getting on to man like Tino,
That's not me, to be fair.
Why don't you make a FA Cup final? Why don't you make an FA Cup final?
Listen, right? If you're going to banter me, I'm going to banter you. That's just how the cookie crumbles, people.
No,
we're rivals.
Tottenham did win the Aldi Cup, which is mega.
Oh my God.
I don't know what that is. I don't know.
And their trophy cabinet is filled of Harry Kane's golden boots. But when Harry Kane leaves, it's going to be empty again.
I'm going to be here. Champions League final, I'm gonna be here. You watch. I'm going to be all on your Twitters. Come on, man. I can't wait, honestly.
But Tanya, will you be there if we win it? Will you be there if we win it?
Yeah, that's the question. Nah, she's going to be running. Yeah, no comment there. No comment.
I've got to take happiness in teams fumbling, yeah, because this is what it's come to, bro. My team is in the gutter, so I've got to take some happiness in you lot losing.
Tanya.
That's what it's come to.
Guys, if you're in the comments, please smash a like and subscribe to this.
Yeah, come on,
channel.
people.
But I do want to ask, like, obviously the offside rule has caused a lot of problems this season, like with lines being drawn straight. Basically, they can't draw straight lines. Like, it's got to the point where I don't really think anyone knows the offside rule. What can we do to improve this next season?
Well, do you know the problem is? The reason it's so like twisted is because the new handball rule, which is the whole sleeve thing, which makes zero sense to me. So because of the sleeve thing, that's the cutoff point of the offside. So they have to kind of calculate where the sleeve ends, put the line there, and kind of see if there's anything in line. The way to solve it is to give the attacker the priority, give them the benefit of the doubt, because the aim of the game is to score goals and to be entertained, which obviously Arsene Wenger's trying to do in FIFA. But listen, like, I think we've done too much now. It's become a geometry lesson. It's become a math lesson. I've had enough of it. Like, it's enough, please. Like, enough of the lines, enough of the calculations. I just want to see goal. I can't even celebrate a goal anymore. I can't, literally, I don't celebrate anymore. It's not nice. So we just have to kind of get rid of it, man.
I just want one line. So I want the one line on the defender. If you can clearly see that the attacker's offside, Bob's your uncle, sorted, offside. If you can't, then you know what? Sucks to be you. Just one line. There you go, and make it make it the same length and the same width every single time you use it, right? Because none of this one line thicker than the other, because that's not right. Just one line. If you see the attacker's offside, then he's offside. If he isn't, then well done, you scored a goal. And remove Mike Dean from officiating, because he's arguably worse.
Niall is actually an ex-referee, for all of you that don't know. He's fully qualified as a referee, and his opinion is very brutally honest. So Mike Dean's gone next season. Yeah, guys, anyone at the FA, like, just get rid of him?
I was cussing when I tell you. Listen,
I thought he was the 12th man of Leicester. I genuinely thought he was the 12th man.
Oh my God, I almost lost my voice here. Me and Anita were cussing Mike Dean. We were cussing because we was not having this. We're like, how do you come to these decisions? What are you doing? What are you seeing? And the rest of us cannot see. And literally in the beginning, we were like, who's the referee? Is that Mike Dean? It looks like Mike Dean. Then we checked and it was like, oh, it's Mike Dean. Oh, this is going to be a long night.
You could spot that bald head from a mile away, man. I knew.
You know what? They need to remove all the bald referees from football, man. I'll be down for it.
Look, Anthony Taylor and Mike Dean are the only ones that like one of the two referees that give us problems, you know. And sometimes I think they have bald man syndrome. Or sometimes I think they have angry bald man syndrome, where they just get really angry because, like, you see, like, Timo Werner with all this hair and you're like, damn, that annoys me.
Do you know why Luis gets all these red cards now? We get it now because he's got so much hair, man.
Literally.
Straight red, man.
Literally, it's a hair thing. Like, it's a secret agenda against all this hair. Like.
Oh, if you don't laugh, you'll cry, man. I've had enough of these refs.
Being serious though, I think it's because of VAR. They're not used to it. Like, if you look at the Italian ref, they're almost like to the T with the decisions they make. But that's because they had VAR like way longer than the English Premier League did. Hopefully they will learn from it, and if not, we'll just replace them with robots in the next 5 years.
Well, no, because we've always had the same issue, right? We've always complained about referees. So what we've done is we've had these stupid referees given technology that is run by, guess what? The same stupid referees that we had the problem with. Hire someone who understands the laws of the game. I've already said I'm willing to do all 20. All 10 games, as long as I can verbally abuse the referees in their ear all the way through the game, right? So as long as I'm allowed to do that, and call them a dickhead and all of that, I'm happy to do it. It's really not that difficult. Have the one person doing it might be consistent, although that one person needs to not be a Premier League referee. There's a guy in the Championship, the Aussie lad, the Australian one. I can't remember his name, but he was mic'd up in his last Australian game, wasn't he? And he's really good. He did the Bournemouth Brentford game today. He's really bloody good. So I wonder why he's not getting Premier League games. Probably he's too good and he would show the rest up. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think also that maybe we need to have a little bit of clarification on handball as well. Because for me, now, I don't know, I'm from Essex, so I might just be like the dumbest bitch ever. But as far as I'm concerned, when you say handball, that means your hand. That means your hand. That means your hand. That doesn't mean your elbow or your arm or your shoulder. That means your hands. Please tell me I'm not wrong here. Because these people are pissing. It's your hands. I don't really know what they want.
Bro, how do you not send off? Sorry, how do you not give a penalty to that Werner tackle? You know, I still can't believe it. I still can't believe it.
Why didn't they look at it?
Yeah, what was that? Because VAR was sleeping.
Every single time Leicester dropped to the floor, Mike Dean was play on that the screen. It didn't even flash VAR. It did not even flash. When you were like, check the penalty decision, the screen, it didn't say VAR. Nothing. And I was like, swear down. Tielemans should have been booked twice earlier before he finally got his third yellow card. Which ended up being his first yellow card. I don't know.
But you know, can I make a point though? You know, when it comes to like your job, right? When you have your job, like if you make a mistake, there's consequences. Like if you look at like Spurs, like they never win anything. The manager gets sacked, right? That's a good example. So you look at the refs.
God, Spurs live rent free in your head, you know. I swear down. They live rent free in your head.
When they make mistakes, what's the consequences? Nothing. They still manage the next game. They still go referee the next game, and they still get the biggest games. Anthony Taylor makes a mistake in the FA Cup final.
Do you know
the biggest games.
Niche lens? It's literally, they're all friends. They've all literally been doing this for like years. They've been like dominating like the Premier League, like all of them. You know, Mike Dean, Anthony Taylor, Lee Mason, all of these man, like they're all in league together. This generation of referee needs to die. You are finished. Goodbye. Like let the next generation.
What mistake did Anthony Taylor make in the FA Cup final? What mistake was that?
Versus Chelsea. Sending off Kovacic.
Oh, what from last season? I thought you meant
that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
I thought you meant this season.
Even this season. Did he not? He didn't send off Maguire. He didn't give a penalty for Maguire's headlock on Aspie. Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. They're not consistent enough. They don't keep the same energy. Like you see them making, given certain decisions in one game, and then the exact same identical thing happens in another game, and they don't give it. So it's just like, what the hell? And it's causing so much issue and controversy in recent years, even with the introduction of VAR. These men need to go, in my opinion. I think they're done and dusted. It's time to give way to the next generation of referees. Sorry.
Facts.
But I mean, like, I think this is such a problem at the minute. Like, there's so, like, Lambs is right. This is a brilliant. VAR is brought in to eliminate human error, and they're still fucking up because of human error. How do we? I think the problem is, how do we get? For me personally, think you should bring some neutral people in to do VAR, not referees who actually already have been been reffing these games for a while and actually do have a little bit of a bias in certain games. Who was it? Which referee said, Niall, that if they were in the Man U end, that they would give a penalty if they were fans?
Oh, yeah. It was Clattenburg. He basically said that if the Stretford end are screaming for a penalty, you're more likely to give it. Which I hear what he's saying. Being a referee, even with 50 people screaming at you, it's like, please stop. I can't imagine what 30,000 people screaming at you is like. So I do hear that. That's where VAR is meant to be, right? That's what VAR is for, right? So a referee's given a decision because he's maybe overwhelmed by 76,000 people screaming at you. The VAR is in Stockley Park, and there's no one screaming at you there. You're in a room probably eating a Big Mac, like if it's Lee Mason, like, or a KFC bargain bucket or something, where he can use his lines and whatever, look at the cameras. They should be able to make the decisions without anyone screaming, no pressure, just literally looking at your computer, looking at a screen, going, "Oh right, yeah, well that's not a penalty. Yeah, no, it's not a penalty." Like that's what it was for. It's just they're just idiots. They're just.
Do you know what it's like?
You can't fix it. They're just idiots.
Do you know what it's like to have VAR and still make mistakes? It's like going to an exam, having an open book. The answers are there, and you still fuck up in the exam. That's literally how it is. You still fail. Legit, it's the same thing. I don't understand. Well, how can you make the decision wrong after looking at it 6-7 times? How?
Yeah.
It's slowed down as well.
You kind of have to, especially when they have so many angles of a situation. It's not just the one that we see, like, what, 2 angles, they see 3 or 4. Like, and we're still messing up. Jesus, Kai is just here for the 5. Flexing times and shit. Get out of here, bro. Norris says Prime is definitely typing for Lamb's react. She hasn't looked down once. I'm logged in everywhere. Yeah, we know, Prime. We know.
Actual invader.
Literally. But, like, I do want to, seeing as we're getting to the end of the Premier League, we will be discussing, obviously, 2 big finals coming out, one bigger than the other. Obviously, one's for Champions of Europe, one's just for to be Champions League bitches.
Is Spurs involved in any of these finals?
No, unfortunately not.
They are not. But they're used to it, so it's okay.
We are going to do it.
Original. Great joke, Prime. Great joke.
Lens, you're putting me on blast for my science exams over the last 2 weeks.
To be fair, I was capping. I cheated for an exam before and I failed. So.
Well, I mean, I do want to talk about the Champions League game, which is coming up very, very soon. It is a week tomorrow. Big game. Kai, what are your thoughts on this? Like, who do you think is going to be in the starting lineup? Do you think there's going to be any considerable changes? Do you think there's any people coming back to the team? How do you think we're going to set up? Do you think usual? And do you think that we are going to win?
I think we're gonna. I don't know if we're gonna win because to City. They have a more experienced team, and I know a lot of Chelsea fans are gonna hate me for this, but they have a very experienced team. They have a lot of players who are coming to the end of their career. And I think the Champions League is going to mean more for them, But we have seen Tuchel, prove a lot of people wrong. So you never know. And I think that we're going to play the same team that we played against Real Madrid in the first half. Whenever we beat them, like with Pulisic and I think it was Werner as well and Ziyech. And you never know with football. I think we can win. But I don't know. For me, I think City are favorites. Even as a Chelsea fan, as much as it's hurts me too. We have a lot of young players. But how beautiful would that be if we win the Champions League with the squad that Lampard said was not ready to compete? Just for that highlight would be amazing.
I'm not gonna lie. I just want to see I do want to see Chelsea win, obviously, but another reason for Chelsea winning is not seeing Aguero win a Champions League title at Man City. That's how petty I am. That is how petty I am. That's how petty I want to be. You know
what? I think you might win it. I think. Do you know why I think you'll win it? Because you lost the FA Cup. You kind of had a period where you were bottling top 4, it seemed like, but you obviously won against Leicester. So I actually think now, I don't think you could do it again, surely. You can't lose again. I think you'll win.
Jinxing us. Stop it. It's not
big up to Laurie.
I think you win.
Prime apologises more than Werner is offside. Your apologies mean nothing from this point on.
He's not wrong.
Prime sat here and said that we would turn Arsenal over, we would turn Leicester over, and we saw what happened.
I did not say that.
And you know what he says when he's wrong. You know what he says when he's wrong, though.
No, I didn't.
He says, "I was never expecting. I was expecting it. I was expecting it."
Evidence.
I'm pretty sure you said it on a stream. We will bring up these streams. It's on the stream.
No, I didn't. On
the Arsenal stream, you did. On the Arsenal, about Arsenal, you did.
Yeah. I didn't say no. I never said we'd slap them. I never said we'd slap them.
Hold on. I swear someone said on my preview that you'd beat them 9-0. I can't remember which person it was, but someone said 9-0.
I know what he said that.
It was his burner account.
I don't have a burner account. See the way everyone's trying to deflect all this stuff on me. That's
okay. Hold on. Let's get back to the Champions League game before it breaks out into absolute carnage.
I talked but when.
I wasn't. That's what I expected. That's what he said. That's what I expected.
How are you feeling about the Champions League final?
Listen, if you guys have seen Neymar's Twitter post, he says 99%. Sorry, 99% faith, 1% chance. That's how I feel, man. I swear that it's very. I don't expect us to win. I think Man City is the best team in Europe. I don't think anyone can disagree. So I hope we can beat them. I hope it's a one-off game. Anything can happen. But Pep's record in the final is incredible. Listen, I just think. Hi, Charlotte.
Yes, she did say 6-0, but she's gonna try and scapegoat me. Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
Prime, you want to talk about this, Prime? You want me to dob you out? You were the one that said 9-0. You were the one that
didn't say 9. I didn't say 9-0.
I can't believe it. Can I just say, we got Spurs fans here and we're arguing in front of them. What's this, man? Come on, man.
Literally. Let's get back to this. Hold on. Let's get back to discussing a Champions League final that we're actually in. I mean, some
also FYI, Man City are not the best team in Europe. They're not. They're overrated.
I mean, to be fair, one of the ways that Pep's going to lose is he overthinks things.
I don't think he is this time.
Pep has to win. There's so much pressure on Pep. He literally doesn't have a choice. It's do or die for him. I mean, if he doesn't win this, what's the likelihood? Let's be realistic of him having a job next season.
Hi.
Come on now.
Ridiculous.
Come on. 3 Premier Leagues in 5 years. That's outrageous.
No. I'm not saying that. But the Champions League is the one thing. The last time Pep was in the final was nearly 10 years ago. Now, I'm not being a dick here, but you can win all the Premier Leagues you want. But if your team can't win the Champions League, that doesn't look highly.
Charlotte, come on.
No. It's true though. Let's be realistic. The Champions League.
Pep is a fraud.
The Champions League.
No, I can't hear this.
I'm not saying he's a fraud. But what I'm saying is, if he doesn't win it, it doesn't matter how many Premier Leagues you win to make up for it. But you still are incapable of beating.
It's not like City's
counting 4 Premier Leagues for 1 Champions League. Oh, that's
yeah. But our Chelsea team
was Jose Mourinho a fraud with us because man won everything except Champions League with us.
Listen, we actually didn't perform well enough in Europe, though. We can admit that we didn't. We should have won the Champions League with Jose. We didn't. That is a slight
in 2009. Yeah.
But he's still a good manager. He's still a great manager. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying about Pep.
I agree. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought you're disagreeing. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
I think they're not going to play as good as they as a lot of people think because they already won the Premier League. I don't know if the players are going to be as motivated. For the final.
They will be, man. Come on, they want this. They want this badly. Pep wants this badly.
Not as much as Thiago Silva does, man. Did you see that look on his face? Did you see him? Like, bro, we did.
You know what? Yeah, it could go either way, mate. It could go either way. Chelsea could win it, City could win it. It could go either way, mate. I don't know. Yeah. I honestly don't know. Because you've beaten City before. You've beaten City before, so you could do it. You've got the capability to beat them twice. So I don't know. Maybe Pep will. The occasion might get to them a little bit. Because really, I get what Charlotte's saying. The pressure is really more on them because it's almost like they've won the Premier League, they've won League Cup, they've won FA Cup. This is the one. Whereas Chelsea, you're kind of like going into it. You're not really expecting to win, I don't think.
Yeah, we are.
Think, I think deep down, you're the underdog. So there's less pressure on you.
I get what she means is that like in looking at our team compared to Pep's team, you'd expect Pep to win.
Yeah,
however, circumstances change. And unfortunately, it's the one trophy. Like, just remember this, and I know these are different circumstances, but Tuchel does know what it's like to lose a Champions League final very, very recently, last year against Bayern Munich. Now, for me, that would haunt me to the day I die. Like, not actually to the day I die, but, you know, it would haunt me. So if I'm in the final this year, you don't want to be doing 2 for 2. You don't want to be losing 2 finals in 2 years. I know we're different teams, but fact is that if we beat Man City just aren't that great in the Champions League. In the Champions League, I said it. I said in the Champions League if we beat them.
No,
but it's true though.
It's not
it's
fair,
true though, because we don't have the players that Tuchel doesn't have the players he wants. We don't actually have the greatest players of all time. Some of our players are not performing at 100%. Let's be realistic. Werner is a liability. Jorginho.
Imagine if Jorginho wins the Champions League. I am going to laugh at all of you.
Oh my
I am
God.
going to be the happiest person.
But we've had injuries. We've had Kovacic injured recently. We've had Christensen recently. Like, we need to big ourselves up, like, because unfortunately for me, this is a big game.
Yeah, Charlotte, but you can't act like our team is Southampton, man. We still have like top players. It's
No,
not
no,
like
I'm
we're
not-
like
Yeah,
some
don't
charity
downplay
club.
it now.
We have one world-class player, Kante.
I don't know. I think we have a lot of very good players.
No, but world-class and good players are different things.
Can I ask
But
you a
we
little
only have
question?
one. Yeah.
And I think this is mad anyway, if anyone does think otherwise. But how would you honestly feel if you don't win a Champions League? Wait, can you actually mathematically fumble top 4 now? Is
Yeah,
top
we
4
can.
secure?
Yeah, they can.
All right. So what if you don't get top 4? You've not got Champions League, and you've obviously didn't win the FA Cup. How will you honestly feel about Tuchel? Will you just feel like, you know what, it's one of them
but
things?
it's not his
He's
fault.
still got us there,
but we
or
he's
How would
been
you
chucked in the deep. He's been chucked.
into existence a while
Just
ago.
to clarify,
It's not
he's
true.
we can't just blame Tuchel. Tuchel has actually Tuchel
No, I
came
agree,
in
I'm just saying.
halfway through the season. You know, I'm not, as far as I'm concerned, and like I keep telling everyone, until his contract runs out, I'm going to back him completely. As far as I'm concerned, what I've seen from the team and what he's been able to provide and do with this team is magical so far. So imagine he gets a pre-season, a full season, and the players he wants. Imagine what we're capable of then. Just remember, we're capable with players of Lampard's choice. We're capable of playing with not Tuchel's choice. So imagine what happens when we get a pre-season. Tuchel gets time to work with these players, and he gets the players he wants as well.
I'm not saying. I just think. Do you think some Chelsea fans would turn on him? Not
but
you guys.
You know why they
but
would,
some.
Sonia? You know why they would? Because most of them,
Rory.
some of them, they were against him from the first place. And when he started doing well, they couldn't really have anything to say because he was so successful. But because their golden boy, golden child got taken away, they're turning on the current manager. But when it comes to him, listen, he's overachieved for me when it comes to the Champions League. But the FA Cup is a slight on him, I'd say. He should have won that. But the league position, we started at 9th. I know we were like 4 or 5 points away from 4th, but we started off at 9th, and he had to work hard to get us to the top 4. So it's not really like you have to give him a whole season.
Other teams around us still had
like 2 games in hand, like 1 or 2 games in hand.
Exactly.
Yeah. People were saying that West Ham will finish above us and get Champions League. That's shameless from Lampard, to be honest.
To be fair, they finished above Spurs, so.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone can at the minute. Let's be real. Again, man, what is with this guy? You Spurs
How can a
fan,
team that
saying?
were purple finish above you and you still have some dignity, man?
Sorry, man, I had to.
Jesus.
It's my duty as a Chelsea fan. I have
But
to.
I'm not gonna lie, sitting here like what I really like about our situation is that it's still in our hands. Like we don't have to rely on like Liverpool. We don't have to rely on other people to mess up. Like it's still within our hands. We win, we're in. Do you know what I mean? What I would love to see though, and I'm so with Kai and Slens on this one. I don't want to see Liverpool get Champions League. I want them to be in the goddamn mud because they deserve it after all the crap they've been talking. I want them to cry, yeah. I want them to not even have retained their Champions League, yeah. Sorry, not even retain their Premier League, yeah. They lost that and they lost the Champions League places as well. I want them to be in the goddamn mud.
Where's this hate for Liverpool coming from? Like, let's be real. It's actually mad. They're gonna
always been there.
I'm sorry, it's mad.
I agree. It's a big achievement.
That is
to be fair,
because these Liverpool fans United fans, they were the ones that used to give it to us.
But Liverpool was never gonna win the Premier League.
You don't have a history. Blah, blah, blah. Guess what? We're building. We have a history now.
Tell him, Lambs. Oh my god.
Yeah. If we're honest, Liverpool is not in the same level as City. They had like one season where they competed, and the last season they won it. But if you look at it realistically, Liverpool squad, like if you look at the whole squad compared to City, like I don't understand how people put Liverpool favorites this season. And I was right on the terrace when I said it, because I knew there's no way they're gonna beat City 2 times for the title.
I'm telling you, they're back next season.
Do you know what I hate? Do you know what I hate about Liverpool, yeah, and their fans? Listen, today Klopp came out and said, "Oh, like if City didn't have their 2 centre backs and their main player, they would struggle to win the title." Fair enough, that's cool. But number one, you don't have to say that because you sound petty. Yeah. Number 2, I hate their fans because they act like everything is just a fairy tale. Like everything they do is with a struggle.
They
don't buy players. Like they're victims. Like like working class. I get it. Listen, it's a working class area. Like it's known to be that. You guys have worked hard. Like it's a club of history. Well, you're not that club anymore. You're owned by American owners who have a lot of money. And you spent money. So I don't want to hear this whole like fairy tale talk about rainbows and that. Listen, that's enough, man. You're a club. You're a big club. Act like one. Stop this whole.
But do you not think though the injury thing is justified? I can't lie.
They don't act like a big club. They've spent since Klopp has arrived.
Yeah, true. That is true.
Maybe just about 20 million more than we just spent last summer. So that's not big club mentality.
No, it's not. But I just think the injuries they've had, let's be real, it's been mad.
No, it's true.
Like they've had how many players out? Like to still get top 4, you have to say, imagine if they did have their Van Dijk, their Gomez, and their Matips, and their Fabinhos and Hendersons all fit with Thiago. I'm telling you, let's not write off Liverpool in it. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think it's. Yeah, but I don't think it's fair because City had no striker for the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, no, I get that.
They still managed to. I think people are giving Liverpool leeway.
No, that's a choice, though. That's a choice.
Yeah, and come on, like look at
a choice. Aguero was injured for most of the season, man.
No, but bro, he never liked Aguero, in my opinion.
Yeah, even when Aguero was fit, he played Gabriel Jesus anyway because Aguero doesn't press the way he wants.
Yeah.
Rachel's had too much of a nice time this evening. So we're going to move on to the Europa League game.
Oh, let me drink in peace. Honestly,
Rachel has had too much fun tonight. So, Rachel, how do you feel about the Europa League game? Like, what are your thoughts? And what happens if you actually bottle it and lose to Unai Emery?
You know what? Yeah. I'm so sick of our fans that like they're watching the Villarreal game with Real Madrid and they're all crying on the timeline because they were winning. I don't know what the score is now, but they were winning 1-0.
They lost 2-1.
Yeah, they're all crying on the timeline. Look at Villarreal's midfield; they're bypassing Madrid's midfield. Shut your mouth, honestly. Stop speaking. Like they're so negative. It's unreal. Just shut up and just wait for the game and see what happens. We should be beating them. I don't know why our fans are always crying. It's so boring, honestly. I can't be bothered.
You'll beat them comfortably. I can't lie.
Lambs, I can pull this up right now. I will pull it up right now.
I tell you, sprinkle some more judge. Yeah, you'll beat them easy. I agree.
No, I'm not even. No, this is not coming from like.
We should beat them.
You should.
But whether we will is a whole different thing. But we should beat them, absolutely.
Also, why does form in the Premier League matter for a European Cup final?
It's true, it doesn't.
It matters. Like just form in every.
I don't think
it doesn't mean anything.
No,
because how many times have you seen a team be on bad form and then go into a derby and then batter the team they shouldn't be beating? It's the way it is. There's derby games, there's cup finals. It's all different. It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna share with you some my new stats. So obviously, the Roma game was fine, and then Aston Villa, even with a red card and a player down, beat you 3. That's all right. That's fine.
Yeah,
you lost to Leicester. Liverpool beat you 4-2, and you couldn't beat Fulham.
Come on, they had to play 3 games though.
Guys.
It's not even that deep, really.
And you've got Wolves. You've got Wolves tomorrow, and then you've got Villarreal. For the Wolves game,
you win that one.
Who's winning?
I don't care. I don't care.
had. That's the thing. Like, if it was anybody else, I would have said, yeah, they probably would have had a chance. But the thing is, even the Fulham game, I always knew that was going to be a tough game for Manchester United because Fulham actually play good football. They just can't finish. They can't finish their chances, unfortunately. But they were always going to be like one of those unfortunate teams, like one of the best teams to kind of get relegated. Like, they kind of don't deserve it, but I don't know. It's almost like they don't deserve to be in the Championship. They don't deserve to be in the Premier League, like somewhere in between. But Fulham do play good football. Wolves are crap. Let's not lie. They are absolutely dog shite. The only thing I can think of is if they want to turn up because it's going to be Nuno's last game.
Yeah.
But I really doubt it. I think this is going to be for them. The only thing is, will the mentality hold? Because we know Ollie tends to overthink things, and I think the pressure of not winning anything since he's arrived at Manchester United as well. The last silverware United has been under Jose Mourinho. They are eager to kind of, turn over that new leaf and just kind of get back onto winning stuff. And this is their best chance to do it. So I do believe, because it looks so easy, something's going to go wrong because it's United.
Do you know, though, can I make a point about the whole form thing, yeah? Listen, like I was hearing United fans tell me that Liverpool have been dropping off since February last year. And I kept telling them they won the league already. That's why the drop-off happened. So I want to keep the same energy with you guys. Like, why has the drop off happened? Like, is it because you just, that's it? You've left the league now. You want to concentrate on other things. That's
no, I just think our players are tired. Our players have been tired for about a month and a half now. We've had. I think it wasn't until a couple of weeks ago we were playing midweek games as well as the weekend games. We played so many games and we didn't really have a break. And players like Bruno and Rashford were playing every game, even though they shouldn't have been. I just think it's just caught up with them. No preseason. Obviously, they went straight from the Europa League loss straight into the season, more or less. There was no rest. I just think some of the players are just tired. And, like, they're not performing well in general. I think Rashford's been poor for months and he should have been dropped, but he's not being dropped. I think it's a combination of them being tired and Ollie just not rotating properly at times.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I don't think he rotates very well, Ollie. I think there's been games where, like Bruno, he could have come off. He doesn't need to play a full game. And your other star players, like, just rotate the squad. Like Van der Beek, I keep saying it, but can he not get into the team at all? Like, can't he get a bit of game time? I don't know, but I guess it's not his player. It's not his player, is it?
Donny's the only one. I look at United's squad. Donny's the only one who really, maybe a couple of defenders, but they haven't got the squad depth. So what are they rotating? Like,
We're shit.
You take off Rashford for Dan James. Like,
oh yeah, Dan James.
Really?
Sorry, Rachel.
The drop of level from the first 11 to like the bench is horrific. So like, I sort of understand what Ollie's in a difficult situation, because if he rotates, that squad that he's got is just matter.
He doesn't trust it. Yeah.
You can say that, right? But we also were 4-0 up against Real Sociedad, and from the first leg, and then the second leg started Bruno.
That's it. That's what I'm saying.
That's silly. I always question that. I questioned it at the time, and I'll question it now. But
same thing with Roma as well.
Well, yeah, but you're sort of lucky he played a fairly strong team, because
not really. They were tired. They were tired.
But you know what, Bruno? Do you think? Listen, this sounds mad, but do you think he has a say in whether he plays or not? Because I feel like he's such a commanding figure in the dressing room. Like, I've seen him on the field, like talking to Ollie, and he's kind of forced him to stay on. Like, I don't know. Do you think he has a say in whether he plays or not?
I think that if he has a say, then Ollie should just be sacked on the spot.
That's a very I agree with that.
And I've stuck up for Ollie a lot, to be fair. But if that's the case, then he should be sacked.
It's pure speculation, by the way.
That's why I said if that's the case, if a player's dictating whether he should play or not, then I'm not supposed to be sacked straight up.
But do games even matter, right?
Maybe
Ollie's already second. You can't get first. What's the point?
The Premier League doesn't matter.
How do you feel about this comment here that what would you do with Van der Beek? Like, he obviously has been wasted at the minute. Like, what would you do? Like, how do you make this? Does he leave at the end of the season? Like, what?
No, I think there's a misconception about Van der Beek. I think people think he's a player that he's not. I think that people think that he's this player that can play in a double pivot, who can do all the things that Paul Pogba can do, when he's not that player at all. His long ball potential isn't very good. His ability to progress the play in the second third isn't that great. He's not going to take Bruno's spot as a 10. So we haven't got a CDM who can play alongside. So he's going to be asked to do a job that he can't do. So, he obviously there are games where he should have been playing more, and he shouldn't be getting 4-minute cameos because that's ridiculous. But this idea that he should have come in and basically spent most of his game time in the midfield and started is ridiculous, to be honest with you. Because people didn't watch Donny. All they saw was Ajax Academy graduate. Oh, look at him, he's a great football player. Like, shut up, you never watched him. So don't speak about him. That's how I see it.
Yeah,
it's true though. They talk about Donny van der Beek as if he's this incredible footballer. He's still learning. He's still young. He's a good footballer. He's a very good footballer, intelligent player. But don't act like he can do things that he can't do. That's
a problem with the fans. This revisionism that apparently like the player on the bench that hasn't played for a while is always going to come and save your team and like change your fortunes. That's not how it works. It's not how it works.
Our fans are idiots. I've been saying it for ages. Our fans are actual villains. They don't understand anything.
You heard this first from Rachel.
The film is called Goal. You should give it a watch if you haven't already.
It's a banger. It's a good film.
See what happened. Man, literally, it was unknown. He came off the bench and just saved Newcastle or got them in the Champions League.
Then he went to Real Madrid after that. Yeah.
Then he went to Real Madrid. Yeah.
Niall, I'm going to let you answer this question.
What do you mean? What?
It's better than Mount. What do you mean now? Ahmad is better than Mount, Havertz, Saka, Smith Rowe, and Foden.
He's better than Smith Rowe.
Look, Ahmad might have a high ceiling. Like, we don't truly know what Ahmad's ceiling is because you never know with any player. Like, Foden could just turn out to be shit. Like, I don't think he will, but he could.
I don't think so.
Like, we've seen it so many times. Like, but now look, Ahmad he's better than Saka. I think he'll be better than Saka. I think he'll be better than Smith Rowe. I'm not sure. Also, why are you putting Mount
all
and
ifs, buts, and maybes, though? You're just.
Well, yeah, but say putting Mount, Havertz, and Smith Rowe is pointless because they're cams, and Ahmad is a right winger, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
I think he'll be better than Saka. I actually think Saka's highly overrated. And I don't think he'll be as good as Foden, but he's definitely better than Saka, or will be.
So I am. This is obviously the response to Velvashan's question. Take your pick from your team, Velvashan. The question is, who is the biggest flop this season? And you know what? We are actually going to answer this question. So everyone, we'll start with Lambs. Lambs has started this off. Lambs, who's the biggest flop of the season?
Let's see. Trent, he's a candidate. Firmino is another candidate.
Trent's overrated.
Is this transfers or just
FC?
No, this is the biggest flops of the season in Premier League.
Okay, cool.
Just anybody.
Yeah, all of those three, they're all very strong candidates. Sadio Mane is also a candidate as well. Man had a stellar season last year, and he ended up being worse than Werner this year. So, boy, your pick, take your goddamn pick.
Thank you, Lambs. Slens, who are you picking? I know Lambs hasn't given you much. She's picked basically the whole Liverpool team. But yeah, you can party.
Yeah, man. Listen, I'm ready. I'm ready.
No, hold on.
So this is gonna come up with something good. I see this now.
No. You know what? So listen, you might think they live rent-free in my head, but Daniel Levy for sacking Mourinho a week before FA Cup.
Facts.
I know it's in the Premier League. I know it's in the Premier League, but he kind of owns a Premier League club, so it works.
Yeah, no, that's chilled. I get that.
Yeah,
Tanya, what about you?
Wait a week after, man.
I think Willian's got to be up there. I think he's been absolutely awful for Arsenal. They tried saying that. I mean, I don't want to criticize Robbie because big up Robbie in it, but he's not better than Ziyech. That's just absolute rubbish.
I think he is. I think he is.
He's not. He's not. And Thomas Partey. Sorry, listen. I don't care if I've got an agenda, but the hype this guy came with. And the performances we've seen, I'm sorry, I've not seen enough. You can say, he's playing next to Xhaka and El Neni and all of this, yeah. He's been dead this season, and that's it. And then obviously the whole of Tottenham in it, we're just shit. So
The only good Partey performance was the freaking video they made.
And
the music video they
Doherty,
made,
that's a
honestly.
good one.
Yeah, I said this. Robbie showed better movement than Partey all season, man.
I just think, like, do you know what it is like with Arsenal fans? It's the hype. If no one, if they signed him and they didn't have this big expectation of him being this like lifesaver in their midfield, going to solve all their problems, then we wouldn't say nothing. We'd just say, oh, you know what, he's his first season in the league, fair enough. But it's the expectation they place on these players. So yeah, he's a flop, man.
It's a great tune, to be fair. It's a great tune.
Partey hard.
Kai, who is your biggest flop of the season?
I would say for me, it has to be a Liverpool player, and it has to be Thiago Alcantara.
I think that's harsh.
Yeah, that's not. That's.
I think it's
how was it harsh? What did he do it for Liverpool?
So why is it hard?
Guys, let Kai defend himself. Like, let him land. Come on, guys. Slen's jumping in there without hearing his explanation.
Yeah, it's because Slens is a football hipster. He like all that football, like the hipster footballer. Huh?
I've seen my glasses. Of course I am, bro.
But think about it this way, right? Like, they brought him because he was supposed to elevate their midfield to that next level, right? And the only thing he did, he fucking demoted them like 2 levels below as far as midfield. Most of the midfield battle they play in when he plays, they lose. Like if you watch them, even like against Chelsea, I watched them closely, and the way that they played about us, literally Kovacic and Jorginho were like passing the balls around like they don't even fucking exist. And that shows a lot, since I do think our midfield has a little bit of fragilities in it as well. So the guy who came from Bayern with that name that he's going to change Liverpool and make them play better, and it just didn't work out. It didn't work out. So that's my reason.
I think it's fair to call him a flop, but I think he'll get better next season, I reckon.
No, I think flop of the season is a bit harsh, because if they make top 4, he is kind of one of the reasons why they did.
Yeah, but take that with Liverpool. You know how much I like Liverpool stance.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Go ahead. do your agenda, man. Agendas be agenda, man.
You have to say, really and truly,
well,
guys.
It's mixed with agenda. It's not really an agenda, though, because Did you expect more from him, Slens? Be honest. Like when you thought.
Do you know what? Listen, in the context of the season that they've
don't
had,
do a will. Don't do a will though. Be like honest.
I'll be honest, bro. I'm always honest. Listen,
okay.
the season they've had, people to come expect him and be the hero and be like the midfield general that he was going to be. It was never going to happen, because if you guys see, like Fabinho wasn't there. I think the key to Thiago being a good midfielder in that team is Fabinho being there. Well, them working together would have changed that team. But unfortunately, they've had problems all season, so it's difficult to judge.
He's been playing out of position as well, hasn't he? He's been playing as like a lone 6 at time, so it's not really fair on him.
Niall, what about you?
So I got 2. They're both from the same club, so it counts. The first one is Thomas Partey. The second one is Mikel Arteta. Firstly, Mikel Arteta is the worst manager in the history of football. Actually, 3 Arsenal fans can also go in there as well. So Arsenal fans also a flop because their opinions are mad. They still think they're getting Jack Grealish this summer, which is actually staggering. So Arsenal fans, please don't touch knives or hot surfaces.
Oh my god,
that will be very dangerous to you. And Partey has been a different level of bullshit this year. Like, this man was meant to come in and rip the Premier League apart. You might want to tell him a shooting.
The only thing he ripped apart was his hamstring, man, and his knee. That's it.
Also, his shot is. I've seen Phil Jones strike a ball better than Thomas Partey, and I've never thought I'd ever say that word ever. Yeah. Like Phil Jones to strike a ball better than Partey. So yeah, Arsenal fans, Partey and Mikel Arteta.
Beautiful. Rachel, what about you?
There's so many. I'm just going to go Partey, to be honest with you, as well. I think.
Yeah, no, all slagging.
I think you know what it is. This season has shown to me that Partey is very much a complementary player. He's a player that thrives around other good players. He's not a player that will carry a team on his own. So when Arsenal fans obviously made that video hyping him up the way they did, and then to see how he's just not done anything really is so amusing to me, to be honest.
I think you've got to include Timo Werner as well. Sorry guys, you've got to put him in there. He's a flop.
You know, if Prime adds him in, Prime, who's your flop of the season?
I don't think Prime's there.
Spurs fans for endorsing a manager getting sacked the week before a cup final. I would put Saka over Partey because I don't think Saka's been that great.
Don't say that.
Martinelli as well. Martinelli as well. He's also
but I don't think about Martinelli. I put Jurgen Klopp for Liverpool. I'll be honest.
Wait, I thought we only allowed players.
This Liverpool agenda.
I think he's been a big contributor to why they've been
I
struggling.
chose an owner, bros.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't care. The injuries is not a valid. The injuries are not a valid. Injuries are not a valid excuse. I don't really care. I'll put Frank Lampard on there as well.
No, you can't say that.
What if he makes top 4 though? Right? What if he makes top 4?
What for Frank Lampard?
No, for Klopp. What if he makes top 4? Is he still flopping the season?
Oh, yeah, but he's been struggling. He struggled to get top 4.
He's had his most influential players out playing out of position.
Injuries.
He's made mistakes.
No, but he's to blame as well. He is to blame. He's right.
Excuses.
No,
excuses do not run to struggle to. Those excuses do not run to struggle to get top 4. No. Not here.
No, it does, man. It does.
Prime's career is not as controversial as what I'm about to say.
You guys have too much. You guys have too much sympathy. For some reason, for Liverpool fans, why? This whole thing about I don't. Hold on. Let me finish. This whole thing about their injuries. It's a valid excuse not to challenge for the title. I understand that, but to struggle to get top 4 is an embarrassment for this team. I don't care about the injuries because it's not an excuse. They've had injuries, but it still hasn't affected their team that way.
This is the thing.
Guys, no, guys, I will move both of your asses right now. I will move both of them.
I will
move both. Hold on. No.
About injuries.
Prime man. And on that note, my flop of the season is Gareth Bale.
I mean,
no, that's your opinion.
No. Let me
gonna bother argue.
No, how can you say he's a light switch player? For the first half of the season, he was a dead ass
Timo
player.
Werner, by the way. Just saying.
Pardon?
He's got more goals than Timo Werner.
Does he?
Yeah.
Listen, everyone has more goals than Timo Werner.
Yeah, it's not that hard to do. Just to clarify, if he didn't have more goals than Timo Werner, I'd be embarrassed for him as a player because it's really not that hard to do.
I'm looking at his stat: 19 appearances, right, and 9 goals. I don't think that's bad. Let's be real. Mourinho didn't rate him, and he's not played consistently enough. But I'll agree with you. I think in the big games he's not turned up. I'll agree with you on that, and I don't think he's not been. We were gassed that he was coming, and he's not lived up to that. So,
but that's my point. Then maybe you have to. Then maybe you have to put some Spurs fans. I'm not saying all Spurs fans, but there were Spurs fans saying, "Oh, Gareth," they were gassing him up so much.
It's Gareth Bale.
But unfortunately, he didn't live up. You have to remember
can I say one thing?
When he came here, he'd been busy.
You're an Arsenal fan, man. Nobody's more shameless than you, bro. Arsenal fans are the most shameless people on this planet, man.
Just to clarify, let's be realistic. Gareth Bale, and I'm not being horrible here, before he came to Spurs, he'd spent the majority of his time playing golf. That's not me being horrible. That's factual information. He actually hadn't been playing football.
You're saying he's not played a lot of football, so therefore he's actually done all right, considering.
I've just realised we've all just missed one huge flop that I don't think anyone said. Aubameyang.
Oh yeah, that's a good
one. No one said Aubameyang.
Wow. No, do you know what it is, guys? I'm sorry.
He's been non-existent.
I'd love to do agendas, yeah, but we can't say all these players when we've got Werner. I just can't. I can't as a human being.
I'm not. We agree with you. I've always said he's a flop. Even he would tell you he's a flop. If you ask Werner right now, he'll tell you he's a flop. He literally said it that he has a bad season. So
Werner scored a hat trick. I think the only time Werner scores hat tricks is on FIFA, man. I wish I could see it.
He was close against Southampton.
No. Slens. He doesn't even score a hat trick on FIFA. You know he's bottling it on FIFA too. But I think that we have to kind of wrap it up there. We've been going for an hour and 15 minutes. But guys, you know what to do. Shout out your socials. Slens, where can people find you?
You know what? It's on the screen, but mainly subscribe to this channel. Watch alongs, great content all the time. So subscribe to this channel, man. What are you on right now? What, almost to 300?
Yeah.
Get it to 300 subscribers.
Yes, come on, people, come
on.
Subscribe.
Yeah, let's go.
Costs you nothing.
Yeah, thank you, Slens. But also follow Slens' YouTube channel, Slens Talks, and you can also find him on KH No Filter. If you're not subscribed to KH No Filter, what are you doing with your life? Lambs, where can people find you?
Everywhere. On Instagram, it's over there. On GNA TV, with the Rival Show on Kai's channel on Monday with Slens and with Andrew, Will, and Marshall. The First 11 Offside Rule with Rachel Shaw, Tanya sometimes as well.
Yeah.
The Lady Show on GNA TV. And some of the other ratings as well, and my own channel, Lambs Reacts, as well. So, you guys can help me. I'm like 5 subscribers away from 200. So,
oh my god, already that is amazing. Come on,
let's do this.
Subscribe, man.
Tanya, where can people find you?
Yeah, I'm like Lambs here, there, and everywhere.
Paris as well. We're gonna do like everybody, all the whole panel. Tomorrow.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for that. It's going to be good.
I'm so glad they've added a special new person to the panel, which
buzzing about that.
Tanya, where can people find you?
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter, Tanya_Leona, that's there. And yeah, you can find me on the Terrace, you can find me on Charlotte's channel, you can find me on the XI now and again. So yeah, I'm here doing everywhere. Got a podcast as well with 3 of my boys. We'll talk about that later. New episodes every Wednesday. So yeah, I'm everywhere.
Kai, where can people find you?
Mostly and only on No Filter Football, KH. And on Twitter, also No Filter Football, KH. And sometimes on other people's channel if I'm invited. Yeah, but nobody wants the channel canceled, so it happens.
Yeah, guys, please subscribe to KH No Filter. Niall, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Niall_PAFC. You can find me on my channel at Let's Talk Premier League. Mondays 6:30, the EFL show, when I'm normally shouting at Aaron for saying something goddamn ridiculous. Sometimes on Forward Watch, where I basically just rattle Arsenal and Liverpool fans because they're very easily rattled.
The worst fan base.
Yes, it's why I put "You'll Never Walk Alone" into Forward Watch last night.
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
Rachel, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at The Devil's Avocado, and you can find me on The First XI. And also, if you would like any pictures of people's faces put onto different cartoon characters, I am your girl. I will happily do it. But anyone that wants to see Fireman Gem, here he is.
Hold on, let me put it on. Let me put it on the big screen. There we go. Fireman Gem. It's the hair that gets.
Not the same without the hair, man.
Fireman Gem.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Prime says, just follow my socials to stay up to date with it, whatever I'm doing. Okay, thank you, Prime. Winter Surfer reminding Kai that KH tonight, all-time trophy XI from 9 p.m.
Yes, their ratings as well today.
Yes. So guys, please subscribe to every single one of these channels. The First XI, KH No Filter, Let's Talk Premier League, anything that Tanya's doing. Follow her podcast. If you're not, what are you doing without her podcast? Subscribe to Lambs Reacts and subscribe to Slens Talks. If you want to see a drunk lady react to random football shit, check out Lambs' channel. She will give you that quality. Guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you to everyone for coming on. You have been fucking fabulous. And we will see you guys next time.